Hey everyone, it's another edition of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays, and it's your host here, Val the Voice Johnson. My goodness, it has been a very, very busy a couple of days. It's just the second Tuesday of 2025. We have been doing a lot of interesting things here, doing our thing, and of course, making sure that we let you know what's been going on. Oh my goodness. Man, I've been keeping up with some things that's been happening on the other side of things, mainly our friends and family and folks that watch our show that's out in Cali. Of course, we're going to be chit chatting about that, and of course, one of my favorite sitcoms that's on Netflix called the UpShaws. They just released a new part 6 to, I think that's their fourth season. I think that's what it's for. But I'm excited to let you guys know what my thoughts are about it. And I want to ask you guys some questions about what's been happening. And of course, it's a little chilly here in the Chi. It's supposed to go down to 3 degrees. Can I say that? Yeah. 1, 2, 3 degrees. I don't know why it's so chilly here, but it is. So I am doing everything I can to stay warm. This is not necessarily for warmth, but I do have them on. So that's how that works. But of course, we got a great show planned for you guys. And of course, myself and Coach Tony, he'll be here a little bit later. But this another edition of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. And here we go. It's another edition of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays. We're here, we're live, and of course, we're doing our thing to make sure that you guys do what you can and do what we do. Oh my goodness. But of course, we want to let you guys know about our affiliate sponsor. It is KeySpot. Share, connect, and grow. I have been growing with Cynthia right now as she's helping me with my brand new website for Pure Lighthouse Media, where everything will be in one spot. Really excited about that. But of course, she has a monthly free networking virtual gathering every third Thursday of the month. So I think there's one coming up on the 16th of this month. So if you guys want more information about KeySpot and how Cynthia is making a difference with small business owners, I'll place the information in the room chat. Oh, wait, I'm not in Clubhouse. This is YouTube, a little bit different. And of course, Interludes Extra presents Find Your Voice. It's our Patreon. Now, it's been a little quiet over there, but we're going to get our things uploaded. Last week, I got a chance to show a little bit of a clip from my comedy special. Not comedy special, but the comedy routine that I did for New Year's Eve. So that entire routine will be up on Patreon. And of course, when you are in the process of doing a podcast, you want to learn how to do that, come check us out at patreon.com/interludes. And of course, we're excited about it all, and we're doing what we can to make sure that you guys have a great time. Oh my goodness. You know what? I got to let you guys know, it's been I think I was looking for the graphic, but I don't have it up just now. But Interludes Extra, we have been around now going on 4 years. And I see Bella's in the building. Let's go, Val. Thank you so much. Lori, I'm here and present. I know some folks were looking for me, but I saw this and I was thinking, man, this is exciting. So we are coming up on 1 year for the Pull Up Podcast Show, that is Coach Tony's show, just strictly sports. And of course, here with Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays, we're coming up on 4 years, which is really, really exciting. We started, I'm so sorry, we're coming up on, I think, 5 years, but I'm just really excited that we're getting a chance to just do what we can with that. And of course, we have started to do what we love, which is doing a newsletter. I love the newsletter. It started going in, what is this? It started going about sometime last year, and we've been doing that for a little bit. And of course, we've been highlighting some of our episodes that we've been covering on both live shows, the Pull Up Podcast show, as well as Talk on Tuesdays. But I really want to lean in right now and let you guys know that my thoughts and prayers are with folks that are there in California. I have not seen such devastation and destruction in all of my 50 plus years. I have family that's out there, but they are distanced from where a lot of the wildfires have happened. And when I think about how Mother Nature moves, especially when it comes to something like this, it's not anyone's fault. It's just dry brush. It's January. It's sunny, and there wasn't rain that's there. And so I was wanting to find out exactly what necessarily caused a lot of these wildfires. And a lot of people were telling me that unfortunately, some people can start doing, they could be in their backyard and have a fire, an open pit fire, and the embers from that can just go and catch flames. And you're like, really? Is that what that's about? I don't live in California. I'm not familiar with how things are and how things roll. But there were several areas of in and around Los Angeles, not necessarily Los Angeles, the city proper, but a lot of things adjacent to Los Angeles that just caught fire. According to the LA, according to CBSNews.com, unfortunately, it's about 25, at least 25 people have unfortunately died, and it's about over 12,000 structures. We are think it's the Palisades, the Eaton, and then of course this is in Southern California. Some of the wildfires, some of them are under control, and then some of them aren't. Forecasters are talking about that there's going to be an uptick with red flag wind warnings. I have no idea. I have no idea what that is. So I have no idea what that is. So that's kind of how that works. But man, oh man, I was really, really sad to hear about some of this. And then they said that over 88,000 people in Los Angeles County are under some type of evacuation orders. This is as of this morning. And then they're saying that curfews are in effect. And so Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has faced a lot of questions regarding this, and of course she's responding to it. The governor Gavin Newsom responded and said that he signed into an executive order banning predatory investors. This is good because unfortunately people want to come in and do what they do, which is not good. And if you see here in this photo right here, praise be to God for the firefighters and the first responders that are out there and keeping people safe. I don't know if they get enough praise, but definitely we did that in New York. We praised our New York firefighters. So I'm definitely want to give shouts out to all who are helping to, I want to say, either contain or at least help people feel safe, because it's just dangerous out here. And of course, thank you so much, Queen Bella. She says prayers up for California. Oh my gosh, they haven't had rain in 8 months. See, this is really bad. Lori, thank you so very much. Prayers for California. But we definitely just need to make sure that we're helping out there. A lot of Hollywood stars have either been displaced or have lost their homes. But what I have seen and I've seen a lot of this on Instagram, is folks that are stepping up to help out. One of my favorite actresses, Halle Berry, her and a few of her friends are helping out by giving out clothes and food, and then other things regarding that. I've also heard about a couple of other folks regarding help. And then, of course, they have a lot of charities. Now, this is the thing. I find myself wanting to donate to a lot of the charities, especially during this time. But I'm a little apprehensive on who is getting the food or who is getting the clothes or who is helping folks in this situation. And the other thing that breaks my heart as I'm trying to do something in this field, some of the insurance companies, unfortunately, have been canceling policies for the residents who have either lost their home or have suffered some type of fire damage to their property. I think that is not cool. It absolutely sucks. And I really hope that they will come around and help. And so it's up to the local leaders, especially the state leaders, to help out with folks who have lost their homes or who have nothing to go back home to. Because just think about it. You've been in a house for over, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years, some around 5 decades, and you lose everything. Think about all of the memories that you have in a home, your pictures, with many of the folks that are in the Hollywood field, the actors that have the awards, the certificates, your children graduating from high school, grammar school, college, these things, all of those things can be replaced, but it's just something different about when you lose these things. And of course, thank you so much, Mr. Springer, for this. As we talk about this, it's not a good thing to think about, but like I said, it makes me nervous. Now, I called some of my family out in California and I sent them text messages like, y'all all right? And when I kind of talked to one person and they were like, Val, we're away from what's happening. We're an hour and a half away from some of the things that's happening. And much love to one of our friends to the show, April Wheaton White. We're so grateful that she went ahead and contacted myself and a few others, letting us know she's fine. But definitely, we just need to make sure that we continue to pray and let people know that we are there to help and we can show up to help. I wanted to have a list of organizations that we can possibly donate to. But for myself and Mr. Springer, thank you so much for putting that up there. We have churches that are out there in California, and myself and Kevin, I know we're probably going to be donating to Hope Worldwide. They are a non-for-profit of our church, of our fellowship of churches, and we'll be doing that versus doing some of the other charity things. But here's the thing. If you know people that live out in California, if you have friends, if you have family, call and check on them, or call and reach out to them and find out exactly which charities or which places to donate to. Because like I said, a lot of people have been displaced. A lot of people cannot go back to their home, even if their home is standing, because of the danger of going and in these areas. You really just have to be careful. And so I want to definitely shout out to April. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely bless you as well. But we just want to make sure that we are in constant prayer for the victims of folks that have lost homes or have lost their livelihood, or however that works there in California. Now, I got a question for you guys. Last week, we did cover a little bit of the Golden Globes, which I don't know if fires were going on that early. I think that was January. What was that? January 5th. That's when that award show was. I think the next major award show that's coming up is the Grammys. And I don't know, Kevin, if you can catch this, but do you all feel that they should not have the award show like the Grammys and even further out the Oscars because of what's happening there in California. I'm just curious. I want to know if you guys thought about that. And of course, and thank you so much. April's letting us know they're not near any fires. Her and her lovely husband BJ, they don't have to worry about those fires getting close to them. But do you all think that they should stop and not have anything with the award show? So should they not do that? There was a couple of folks that have talked about it, a couple of shows that I was watching, and some folks are like, no, they shouldn't have the award shows. But then I was thinking, why can't they do things like a telethon or something where much of the Hollywood community come and they gather together? So I'm wondering if that type of thing can happen. So that would be really, really cool if that could happen. So yeah. So like I said, I'm really excited for and praying for everyone that's affected by the California wildfires. So check on your friends, check on your family. I know I'm doing that over here. And of course, what we'll do is we'll have a list of reputable charities. And when I say reputable, the money is going to the victims, not into the pockets of the people. They're going to be good, helping out folks. And if you are an Instagram a fan, just like I am, there's a lot of folks who are in Hollywood and definitely and outside of Hollywood that are actually helping out. They got their boots on the ground. For example, Halle Berry, got her and her boo, Van Hunt. They got boots on the ground helping out folks. And then of course, and like I said, I've saw and read of several Hollywood actors, filmmakers, and beyond that have lost their home because of the wildfire. So I just wanted to make sure that I got this out there to you all. And on top of everything, I want to make sure keep up with the news. I just gave some news from cbsnews.com, and of course, I think they said the Palisades fire. The last thing I'll share. It looks like something started about January 1st. Did not know it started that early, but the fire exploded as the Santa Ana winds picked up around January 7th. So something broke out as small. A Launchman fire broke out on January 1st. And this is according to cbsnews.com. And they said the officials have not determined the full cause of the Palisades fire. But the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives said Monday that they have deployed a lot of investigators to work with local, state, and federal agencies to determine the origin point. So we'll see what happens, and of course we'll keep you guys posted. And like I said, I don't know if they should continue to have a award show for the Grammys or the Oscars, but I think what needs to happen is that the communities there, as well as us watching and from cold states, we need to just wrap our arms around folks and let them know we're here, and to send love and support to them. Pray with folks, because I'm telling you, it's really worth. I've never seen anything like it, and I love LA. I love visiting Los Angeles, and it's going to break my heart to go and visit and see what has happened. So, oh my gosh. Anyway, we are going to wrap up. We're going to do a little bit of a pause, but I see some folks are chatting in the chat, and thank you for that. Alora, she says, agreed, a telethon. They can bring hope through award shows. That would be good to have a combination of that. That would be cool. And then, of course, April says, thank you for your prayers. It would be, she says, we need to get bad to normal. We need to get back to normal. And yes, a telethon would be great. So if you guys believe that a telethon would be something that we should do, definitely let me know in the chat if that is what is supposed to happen. And so definitely, like I said, I'm going to see where our coach is, but we're going to come back with some chatting about the UpShaws. I am so excited that you guys are here, and we'll circle back. And like I said, we'll see you on the other side of our commercial. We'll be right back. Here we go.
Hey, it's your main man, right back at you. Coming live here from the Rise Studios. And it's your guy talking about what? Pull Up Podcast Show. What is the Pull Up Podcast Show? It's a brand new podcast hitting your airways nationwide, talking everything on sports, from baseball, basketball, hockey, and then I tell you, we're going to have a lot of fun. So make sure, if you want your questions answered, you want to have fun talking a lot of sports, make sure you pull up on me, because it's the Pull Up Podcast Show.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up.
Also, for those that want to learn a little bit more about this right here, oh yeah. That right there, that's the Rise, NIL, talking name, image, and likeness. Those having opportunities, getting paid, you want to tune in to it.
Sports show, let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it. Were you sipping tea?
Yeah. I'm fighting whatever I'm fighting tonight, Val. I'm fighting it. Well, I'm here with you.
Oh man, I appreciate you. Oh my goodness. And you look very, I want to say, teacher. You're giving me vibes of a teacher right now. You see that way. Let me take this down. I see the collar. You guys see the collar?
Hey,
and then he's got the Letterman situation.
Letterman sit and pushed it up. Just came out walked off the court. Let me button it up real tight here. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, there you go. Walk off the court to the studio. You know, that's
I love that.
She called a fly jock.
I'm loving that. That is definitely working for me.
Sipping on the tea so I can get my voice together for you. So, you know.
I appreciate you. And we just talked about the California wildfires. We wanted to just send our love and prayers to the victims that are happening. And then we just kind of mentioned some of the folks that are actually doing something with boots on the ground. And I've been on Instagram checking out just a lot of flooding of people raising money or putting out money. And even I heard something a little bit, just a couple of minutes ago, I think, from the Sherry Shepherd show. She was looking for something from Beyonce. Beyonce did this, what do you call this? Beyonce Bowl. She was supposed to release something on today, January 14th, 2025, but she's put it on hold and donated a couple of $1 million to the victims of what is happening with the California wildfire. So I'm grateful that it's kicking in, Coach, the sensitivity of the moment. We want to go on out with our lives as normal, but there's nothing normal about what has happened in California. Would you agree?
Right. And I want to give an extra thanks to Tiger Woods and the guys. I just got in and was looking at my iPad and whatnot, and they're doing a special putt round of golf, short game golf, raising millions of dollars. All the top name golfers are there. Tiger sponsoring it, and the money's good. You know, I was listening to Jimmy Kimmel the other night.
Yeah,
it's just real heartening that our government would worry about calling out people, whatever color they are, who are fighting these fires and for a political reason. And, you know, again, what makes me so frustrated about this country is it always takes Mother Nature to bring us together, right? Whether there's a tornado ripping through Tennessee or Oklahoma or Kansas, whether there's a snowstorm that buries somebody in, whether there's a tsunami, hurricane, or whatever, and now you got fires. And if we ever just learn that each individual people are people with different opinions, we'll be okay. You know, what you do inside your household is not the same inside of mine. But when we walk out, just get along. keep it pushing, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad first responders, they don't get the credit and the money. Um, the governor said something like he needed something like close to 25,000 firefighters or whatever to help out with this. I mean, that's devastating. And
Right.
I asked my buddy, he's doing well, thank God. He's north in Malibu, North Malibu. Fires are going south. But I was asking him, I said, isn't there a way to maybe like get like 2 or 3 bulldozers side by side to cut a path in the mountains, the trees and everything? And he was like, man, ain't that easy, coach. You talking about bulldozers in mountain. So if you don't get up high enough, the fire just go around it. And they won't get any
Wow.
rain. They're still waiting on rain. They're not expected to get any more rain for about another 3 to 4 days to the weekend.
And here's the thing, the I know people are already now looking at infrastructure of, well, was there enough water that was present in the fire hydrants to help, or did some other things happen with infrastructure? And it's like, and Queen April, she says that's awesome about Tiger Woods, but she said also in some areas it's the first time they've met their neighbors. Some other areas the community has been there for over 50 years of establishment. And I think what's most painful about what's happening and the devastation is that this type of thing should never be politicized or never be criticized with race. Fire has no knowledge of what race you are, what political party you are. It has this is the Santa Ana winds and Wildfire. This has nothing to do with any of the, we got to
take a step higher than that. Mother Nature does, right? Now,
exactly.
They go back and they found out that it was a group of homeless guys who, again, was trying to stay warm. Police made them get out, and they forgot they had the fires burning to stay warm. You know, again, and I'm gonna take just what April said to another step. This is what you get from 50 years of established areas. And our people and our kids and the way we grew up is not like today. I knew my neighbor back in the day. I used to go to his house. He wasn't the same color as I was. Some of my neighbors in my neighborhood were. But we knew everybody, you know, and, you know, when we were coming up, living in the hood and this and that, yeah, because everybody looked like me. Everybody had the same thing. You really didn't know you were in the hood or you were poor because everybody ate government cheese. Everybody had crackers. Everybody, you know, ate this, ate that, because this is how it was. But now we've gotten ourselves moved in these, as you say, these upper echelon places in these different stages, and everything now is completely you do you, I do me. And the only time that I know who you are is if something happens to your house, my house, in the neighborhood or something like that. We don't get out like we used to. And it's incredible. And I told the story last night when you and I were on the podcast last night. I said, you know, the lady from the CBS News, she had just met her in-laws for the very first time in her life. And it was because of this devastation. So think about that. If this would have never happened, she may have won another 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, or never knowing her own relatives, but she got to know them, and someone gave her a call and said, oh, by the way, you're in California, Aunt Val, who you've never met before, lives there. This is her phone number. Give her a call, see if you can help. And other than that, I didn't even know Val was my relative. That's crazy.
Yeah, and Lori says we are one family, each other's keepers, and April says these fires will bring unity to another level, and I hope that's what happens ultimately when all is said and done, because people are now going on social media and they're posting. One that brought me to tears was there was a grandmother who was standing, and she had her cane, and she just said, you know, I'm here. She was with her granddaughter, and her granddaughter was filming her. It says, I've had this home for over 50 years, but she says, we will rebuild. And she kept saying, but God is in control. And that brought me to my knees, because I'm thinking, if this was her home, this is her house, she survived. Thank God she did. But it's like, all of the memories, all of the photos, all of the awards, whatever it is that you keep and hold dear, things that can't be replaced.
Man, but God, that's like this family, exactly what you just said. They want to interview the dad and the son. And he was like, man, I thought my whole family was going. I had to just get my mom out. But and everything burned down except their family photo book, their journal book way back in the early 1900s. But unfortunately, April, I would love to agree with you 100%. But unfortunately, we're not going to bring things in unity to another level. And if we're going to test that, we're going to test that come Monday. Because when this new administration take over, you're about to see if we're going to get that unity. You're about to see if those helping hands are still going to be helping hands. You're about to see that. And then, like she said, in Malibu, they're making sure that children are okay, that, they're giving them flowers, making sure everything they want. That's great. But we as Americans, me and Val, man, you talked about this when I came back from Europe from that basketball early this summer. You go out the country, we're the only people that break people down. When I was over in Europe, they were Europeans, right? They were Brits, they were French, they were Canadians, right? They were Latino, they were Mexicans, whatever it is, they were Dominicans, they were Venezuelans. But we get here and you gotta be black or African American, he's white or Caucasian, person is pink, blue, gray, whatever. We break them down. We break you down to your soul. And we can't get as one because we're too worried about being as 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which isn't cool at all. And I definitely, and let me make sure that I turn the tide just a little bit. Thank you so much, April. She says that unity has to happen. We are at January 14th. So a lot of people on the third Monday, we all go ahead and make sure that we celebrate this man, which is Martin Luther King Jr. And his actual birthday is tomorrow on the 15th. Right. But of course, on the third Monday, we have that holiday. So, and Bella says, agree with you 100%, Coach. But we definitely need to make sure that I'm going to be looking to symbols of unity on Monday and probably avoid completely watching the inauguration. I'm not going to be attending. And in fact, I heard that Michelle Obama, very similar to what happened at the Carter service, she was not there by her husband's side. She will not be attending the inauguration as well. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I mean, again, Val, I believe that, unfortunately, Mother Nature brings out the good in everybody, right? They can bring Mother Nature can bring the meanest person to their knees. But the devil is always working. My grandma always say that. Devil's always working. And as April said, it unfortunately sometimes, because people are away from the situation, it has to be the people that's within the situation. And once that starts to change and people see, then people get on. Like, no different than Tina Marie was talking about this morning. Snoop Dogg them gave a bowl and high-five and doing things that doing these benefits. I would love to see a 2025 version of We Are the World benefit concert. And include everybody. Don't just include the R&B, include pop rockers, include the rappers, let everybody come. Make it like a big ass cipher. When you give it up, you do it like a cipher. Everybody come on and spit their part and say whatever it may be, but that's what it's got to be.
Yeah, I think that would be very, very appreciative. I would really like that, but I wanted to just get your thoughts on it. But I wanted to now swing the tide and talk about some other things that we got going on tonight. And like I said, we are going to gather a list and we'll put it in the description of this particular show, and let you guys know what are I want to call it the reputable charities that you should donate to. And like I said, if you have family and friends that are out there in California, do us a major favor, check in on them, call them, and whatever help you can give besides thoughts and prayers, I say put your money where your mouth is and make it happen. Right. So, all right, time to talk about the fun stuff. And with the fun stuff that I want to talk about is this particular sitcom, the UpShaws. Have you seen the UpShaws, Coach?
And the words I tell you all the time, that's my man's in there.
Oh my goodness. I'm
You know,
such a
this is straight up typical hood family living outside in a normal middle class family situation. You know, I like watching The Neighbors with Sid, right? Sid and Gina, they hilarious. To me, that is crazy. I like how they got it. But this right here, this is straight up. Mama don't like, you know, the auntie don't like the son. I mean, Mike, the brother-in-law. It is just hilarious. They go at it every day. Wanda wish she died, and he wish you crawled up under a rock. And Kim Fields trying to keep the peace with everybody. So it's really good.
So I want to say to me it's a fun cast, and of course a lot of people don't know Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes are executive producers on this show, and of course Kim Fields, which is I think I did we did like a whole thing on the UpShaws a couple of years ago when it first came out, and she plays the wife to Mike Epps' character. Let me make sure I get her name right. Oh my gosh. So she's playing Regina Upshaw, and it very similar to Regime, maybe. What she did with what is that called? Living Single, but no, she's married. She's married, and of course the other folks we got going on there. We got Mike Epps, who is this is based in Indianapolis, and that's where Mike Epps is from. I didn't know that. Did you know he was from? I didn't know that.
I knew he was from downtown. Yeah, I knew he was going. If you downtown Indianapolis and go by the theater, you're right around the corner from University of Indiana at Indianapolis, IUI. He's got a big mural on the wall.
Wow. Okay. That's cool. And but anyway, the fun part about this particular show is that it's not your typical sitcom. According to Screen Rant, this is one of the few multi-camera sitcoms that is streaming currently on Netflix, and looks like this might be one of the last of a dying breed. And when I say multicam, like they did back in the day, where you have like several cameras set up and you're shooting and people know their lines and they catch it on the go. And so this show has been around since 2021. They started calling it in parts. The other creator for the show is Regina Y. Hicks, and you'll see their names at the beginning. But like I said, this has been a fun show to develop and see. You also have what her name is, Khalees Spraggins. She plays Aaliyah Upshaw. She's the middle daughter of the Upshaw clan. And of course, we got a lot of other folks happening up through. Lamont Johnson plays Frank. Wanda Sykes' character, Lucretia, she gets married in this 6th part. And there's about 10 episodes in this 6th part. But now it's coming up to, we found out from ScreenRant.com that it's coming to its last season. And I'm like, no, I wanted to keep going.
It's always, I want to kill something of ours. And again, what I like about it is, again, you know, you go back, just look at these black shows, right? Fred Sanford, he owned the Arms. Every time he tried to get out the Arms, couldn't sell it, couldn't get out, he died in the Arms. You know, Good Times. Every time that they did something great to get out of Cabrini Green, something happened. You know, Thelma was ready to marry my man and go and get a football contract with the Bears. That's the best way. Broke his ankle. Broke his knee, rather. Couldn't get out. James lost his job. Flo guy did this and that. And, you know, so it was just amazing, you know, and you look at them and it was crazy. And you look at the Upshaws, you know, Epps is trying to do better. He had a bad life. He had a bad situation. And then he turned around and now he's trying to be a legit businessman, trying to come out and do what's right. But he still owe people money, you know, so it's funny. So as much as he's making, he still had to pay off. He still got to pay his dues off. And so it's absolutely hilarious.
It's been some fun guest stars that's been on. Most notably, Kim Whitley has been on. One of my other favorite actresses, Jennifer Lewis, is on this one. And of course, the lady you see in the shot is Marsha Warfield. You guys remember the show
Warfield.
Night Court? Come
That's right.
on, come on.
What?
She plays Mike Epps' mama.
Yeah. And you know what I really like about the show?
Mm-hmm.
They were talking to Wanda Sykes one night, and she said, you know, with her and Epps being executive producer, a lot of the stuff that they get into it about is some of that stuff is off the dome. And it reminds me so much of when Martin and Pam used to go at it. And Martin said, all that stuff they used to go, that stuff wasn't written down. You know, sometimes that was just some of that stuff with them. You know, if you grew up back in us, you know, people on here is a little younger than that. But if you grew up back with us back in the day, everybody had mama jokes, right? We used to get everybody the business.
Your mama.
Everybody, hey man, we come and tell mama jokes to just what we call it just telling the business. See who can come back the quickest. You had to be thinking on your feet because you had no idea what I'm about to say to you. So it is great to see him cut Wanda down and then she come right back and stab him. And then you can know when she stabbed him because he got to laugh himself, you know.
Exactly. And like I said, it's been a fun show to really see how things are moving around. And of course, I've really enjoyed how they've dealt with some very, I want to call it, interesting topics. At the very top, you have Bernie Upshaw with an outside baby, but he's a teenager now, and and I like how they deal with that. This is a young actor, Diamond Lyons. He plays Kelvin Upshaw, and of course, the development of him and Aaliyah are children that are born around the same time. So he stepped out of his marriage with Regina. And then and we had this one. And then, of course, the mama, the mama to Kelvin Upshaw is played by Gabrielle Dennis. You guys know her from, I want to call it, there's a lot of shows she's been a part of, but most notably for me, The Game. I loved her. I loved her character in that. And then also the Black Lady Sketch Show. But she's doing she plays Tasha. And
right.
Of course, and she fights with Regina. But in this latest season, things have calmed down because she has now found her boo, and she's going to go ahead and get married. So it's really a fun time. But Wanda Sykes, she's her character has partnered with Bernie Upshaw, and he's got a auto place, an auto show. Not auto show. He has an auto shop, and she's a partner there. But she decided to get married to Frank and go to Atlanta. But during the season, we find out how that's working for her. Is it okay for her to go ahead and be married to Frank? I think she's doing a great job, Wanda, with the actor Lamont Thompson, who plays Frank, which is really, really fun. But it's been fun to get to kind of know more and more about the characters. But I every time I drop in on an episode, Coach, I am laughing hysterically. It's like I don't know what they're going to say. And that's Jennifer Lewis, will be here on part 6, one of the wonderful guest stars that'll be showing up on this season.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it just at the point where you just get where Wanda just gets herself. What I like about it, she not only demands, the room, but she's funny because she's always trying to get Kim Fields to get up out the situation. Girl, you need to drop in today, and it's hilarious. I mean, yeah. And the crazy part about it is I love that the guests they're bringing on to Dive a big thing. April just said she had an opportunity to be, a part of this particular show. So that's great. I mean, to see that, April, did you get a chance to see them kind of put everything together and all that? And I know, like she said, Mike Epps was doing some homes in Indianapolis. I knew that. I saw him doing some of the
Gary is he's doing it in Gary. That's mainly
he's doing some
he's
doing the Homes for Humanity.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fabulous. Oh my gosh, maybe he needs to teach folks how to do stuff there in Cali with what's happened with the fires. Like I feel like it always comes back to our original topic, but like I said, the UpShaws is one of the funniest, and we found out according to screengrant.com that it's going to be coming to a close. Um uh and of course it's won a couple of awards as well, but it says the it's going to be coming to an end, and they said that this is one of the shows on Netflix that does not have a large budget. They said it's going to be going off the air after, this is 5 seasons but it's 7 parts. That's how they decided to go ahead and do that. They just went ahead and confirmed it, and the last part 7 will be coming out a little bit later in this year. And then they said it'll probably a total of 12 episodes will be a part of part 7, which will be technically season 5. And of course, they're saying that the renewal happened, and they let people know that it's going to be happening. This is the thing that I didn't know. Netflix will no longer have a multi-camera sitcoms on their platform. That 90s show ran concurrently with the UpShaws for 2 seasons, but it was canceled in 2024. And then the other show that was most notably for a multi-cam situation was what was this? A Fuller House. So I here's the thing. Thank goodness that they let it run the full 5 seasons.
I
There
think
was
what they could have changed it though, Val, because I don't know if people listen. If you seen FX has Snowfall, I don't know how many here have seen Snowfall. I don't know. That was the show. Well, it started on Netflix, and they saw that it did so well, they brought it to mainstream FX, All American. Started on FX. They brought it. Netflix, and they brought it to FX.
Actually, let me jump in here real quick. Snowfall started on FX. At Snowfall started on FX, and then it went to what do you call this? Netflix, and then All American was on the CW. Right, the audience was All American started on CW, and then they went to the big streamer Netflix.
Right.
What's becoming very popular, and a lot of the like Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, a lot of folks are starting to realize that, hey, if I want people to buy into doing my streaming service, I'm going to put these seasons over here on Netflix, because it's become a juggernaut when it comes to streaming the shows. And I noticed I was only watching All American when all the episodes from the season would hit Netflix, so I could binge watch it or watch it without commercials.
I loved it from the beginning. I love Snowfall the moment I jumped into it, only because I was a Pablo Escobar fan. I had watched that previous to, and I had watched the movie that Tom Cruise had played in. That was extenuating circumstances of showing you. So to be able to watch Escobar, Snowfall, and a couple other movies that kind of piece things together, like, wow, that was that 74, 75, 76, all the way to 80 thing, and to make it happen. So I wish that they would have took the UpShaws and did the same thing, got the good audience, and maybe put the rewind shows on the off season on TV, and then saw what it generated. I wish somebody like BET would have picked it up and had it in between House of Pain, right? Or in between Sister Living, or in between Martin when they're doing reruns, and had put the UpShaws on there, and just to see what the take was going to be. Because I think if they would have brought it to mainstream, this may have been the final year for Netflix, but I truly believe they could have flipped to mainstream and had a good 30-minute night.
Yeah, that would have been really cool if that would have happened. And like I said, I didn't. And here, Queen April, she's saying she loves Snowfall, and she definitely remarked and said there was a great cast, great crew, and of course funny. But if you guys are looking for, I want to say what Redd Foxx and Damon Wilson was not allowed to say during Sanford and Son. That's Sanford and Son on crack. That is the UpShaws.
Right. Yeah. Because and I'm gonna do you one better. It's what George Jefferson and Archie Bunker was trying to say.
There you there you go. Oh my
God.
God.
The bread. It's what Archie, because Archie and George would have been put off TV today, even saying the words that they use. Period.
Really?
Oh man. And just imagine if they could use the real words and they had a show that wouldn't kick them off. Oh, that would be a crazy show.
I know. So that's fun. Now, I know that this is and I'm just going to go ahead and show this. I know this is kind of some last minute things as we go ahead and wrap up. But I found out a little bit early on, and this is according to variety.com. CBS is going to be releasing a new daytime soap opera called Beyond the Gates, and it's a predominantly African-American cast. Did you hear about this?
Hey, I never heard. All I know is Victor Newman has been on this damn TV for 60 years on Young and the Restless. That's all I know.
So it's getting ready to be released in February. Ironically, Black History Month.
What station? CBS, ABC, NBC?
CBS.
Oh.
CBS. You see that? Oh, okay. There we go.
On CBS. So I wonder what it. Oh wow! I'm just waiting to see what slot they're gonna come in then.
Yeah, CBS released a first look a teaser for Beyond the Gates, and it's going to be in place of The Talk, a show that's very similar to The View and a lot of the other type of shows. It's replacing that, and they said this is
now you're gonna get 3 hours of soap operas there.
Well, keep in mind that there's only 4 soap operas right now. They are not that many around.
Yeah, and Young and Restless and Bold and the Beautiful, they come on together back to back on CBS. Don't ask me how I know that. And then and now The View goes off, and then this replaces it. So you got 3 hours there, and then you got the Days of Our Lives still hanging on what, NBC. So that's 4, and now the new show. So so that's amazing because they've replaced everything now with either news or talk shows. That's why the judge. Now, here's the crazy part about it, though, Val. If they put that on the View at 1 o'clock, I wonder what Judge Matthews is going to do when he come on at 1 o'clock.
I don't know. I have no clue, but I'm excited about this. I want to see how this goes for the folks here. And like
any
I said,
particular characters that we know, or any main people that's going to be. Did they say they got any particular people that we already know about is going to be on the show as the characters?
Well, from Law and Order, Tamara Tooney, she's going to be one of the lead characters, and of course Clifton Davis. You remember him?
Oh, hey, I told you I just got a chance to bump into Pinky in Atlanta. Pinky. All right. Shut up. Don't say another word. Shut up. Y'all don't know that thing. Turn it off.
So it's gonna start airing on February 24th, and it'll air weekdays at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. And so that's going to be fun to understand how that's going. But like I said, this is Bella saying, yes, coach. She agrees with you, which is really funny. Oh my goodness. But like I said, it was really a fun time. Now we are going to talk about your guests that you had yesterday, but then definitely we had a really, really good time with Shelly Rusi on last night, and you had some tech difficulties, but she just kept right on going. But like I said, wasn't that a good conversation on last night?
Man, I've gotten people that watched that show that told me today. I physically had one of my referees that ref my game tonight say, I caught your show last night, Coach. I was loving that because the ref told me, and to do it. But as Shelly's a complete hoop and basketball junkie. And again, think about it when you actually ask yourself, like she said, she gets an opportunity to do something that she fell in love with and still able to do it to this very day. And then she turned it into a complete business. How many times do you get a chance to do that, right? Think about something that you really, really love to do, How many times do you see people really get an opportunity to turn it into a business? And she did just that. And what I really respected about that, Val, is she talked about the truth, that there weren't many women. There's still not many women doing NBA, college basketball, especially on the men's side. And she's on the men's side of the house. They always think the women don't know how to make a call. They're too soft, they're too whatever. And so she created her business called Refology to start teaching the referee game from the bottom up. And what I love about it is the photos you were able to pull up. She's got some kids involved. They're actually going in the wrong direction. And she was able to pull them back and save them and give them an opportunity to start reffing. And now they're on their way. So I love it. And she's going to be doing some camps, clinics. And I personally, because one of my kids I know that played AAU ball against my AAU team, went on up and did something. My guy, Josh Prim, big shout out to him, went to the University of North Carolina at Asheville. He's gone up through the ranks here in Tennessee, and I watched him, Val. And last summer, he was finally invited to the big league. He got a chance to do the NBA Summer League in Vegas, and now the kid's on his way. He's repping in the G League. So she was saying last night that a lot of these people, you parents that are listening tonight, in the stands, hooting, hollering, going crazy because your kids are on the court. And it's all about the kids learning the game. But instead, we get this parent who either wanted to be a sideline coach who never coached a day in his life, or an ex-player that's kind of living his dream through the player, because I've been there, done that, seen that. And all of a sudden, you own these referees, and they don't even know sometimes these referees, this is their first game on the floor. This is their first day out of basic training, and they're trying to do their best. And I love the story that she told, Val, about the one referee she had who was had a impairment, let's say that, and that he could only understand younger kids. Older kids, because they move fast enough that his brain to calculate it. But when she put him back on a 4th, 5th, and 6th grade game, he called everything, and it became one of the longest games that she ever watched. But he didn't realize that because of his disability. And does he wear that on his shoulder or on the back of his ref jersey? No. And these coaches don't know that, and they're calling him, you dumb this and you dumb that, and it's amazing. So thank you, Shelly Rusi, for coming on, sharing that. And we're not done because she's getting into the podcast business and doing a few things. And so Val and I are going to be working with her quite a bit, I think, in the future.
And next week, we're going to have a great guest on the Pull Up Podcast show, Melissa Anthony. She just confirmed with me via LinkedIn, but she's going to be on the Pull Up Podcast show and talking. She has a podcast that teaches women about sports, right, Coach?
Oh, man. Those women that listen right now, so Lori, you, Bella, April, whoever, if you got people you know, even though you watch sport, you may not know what they're doing, right? You can watch it and whistle blow, like, what was that called for? She has a company or a podcast called What Happened Sports. So she teaches, and she's very connected into the Atlanta Falcons, into the Atlanta Hawks, Trey Young and the guys, and the Falcons come through. And she tries to teach women what's going on, because unfortunately, Val, even with me 30 years in the AAU in coaching, there are a lot of single moms out here that's got to get these kids back and forth to games, AAU games on weekend in and weekend out. And a lot of these moms can't make it because they got to go work and pay bills and get the AAU coach money for their kid, right? So that's why they're hoping that this child goes pro. And being that they're working so much and not being able to come to the games, when the moms do get a break during the school year, when the kid's not in AAU, and go see the kid play, some of these mothers are watching the game, but they have no idea what's going on because they are not privy to calls and things of that nature. So she's going to talk about that.
Yeah, and that's going to be fun to have that conversation with her on next week. It's a Pull Up Podcast show with yours truly, Coach Tony Thompson, which next week we'll be celebrating your year anniversary. Yay!
Hey, time flies, girl. I mean, I could have done it better, weekend after Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? I'm the king. I'm the king around here.
Oh my goodness. Of course, we want to let you guys know about the book. It's called A DJ Saved My Life. It is my personal memoir about how a DJ saved my life. Queen Lori and Queen April, I think, mainly Queen Lori. She's got a chance to read the book and has told me how much she likes it, which is wonderful. Scan the QR code and get some more information about the book. And of course, visit our store for the ebook and merch at purelightHousemedia.net, or you can just check out and get some more information about that and get some merch, which is always fun to do. And of course,
Always get the merch.
as we said earlier, if you want to know how to get started doing your own podcast, go to Interludes Extra Presents Find Your Voice on patreon.com/interludes, where we're starting to upload a lot more stuff regarding our platform and the behind the scenes fun that happens here with the Pull Up Podcast Show, as well as Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesday. Man, oh man, this has been a fun show. And like I said, we want you to go and feel better, Coach. Definitely want you to feel better.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you and the guys waiting around on me. I was, like I said, I was doing 90 and a 30 trying to get to you, Val. So, you know.
Long as you didn't break those laws, we want you to make sure that you don't do that.
Shelly's in the house tonight. What's going on, girl? Thank you for checking in. Pumping up, give her 2 hands like that. That's boss move. That's the boss move right there. So appreciate you.
Thank you so much for being here, Shelly.
And by the way, Shelly, I'm gonna be on you. I need to get Gary Payton up on here, so you make sure you get in touch with GP or a couple of the other guys. I need to get them on the show, and we're gonna talk on some couple other things. So appreciate it, Laura. Thank you for checking in. Next week, again, 2 more shows before we end up the season and come up on the anniversary. So I'm excited. I'm excited because, one, all of you guys have been supporting Val and myself for a minute, and all you guys have changed and not only give us one night, but give us 2 nights a week, Mondays and Tuesdays. Thank you for helping the Pull Up Podcast do what it's doing. And that's why I try to be so diligent on the guests that I bring to the show and make sure we give you something. We're going to keep hitting you hard. Just keep tuned in. We're going that away. Or is it that away?
Anywhere but up. That's where we're going. And do my best. Right, Shelly. Okay, well, we'll see you on next week with some more entertainment news and some fun stuff. Check out the show, the UpShaws, and of course, we are continuing to pray for the victims of the California wildfires. We'll let you know what charities are best to do that. But myself and Coach, you know what we say, what our word is.
Hey, my new one is going to be, and I'm out.
Peace. We'll see you next week.